I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. The Saskatchewan Ministry of Education is introducing extended classroom hours for students starting this fall. According to the calendar, the 2013 golf season is still a few months away in Saskatchewan. However, the Swift Current Parks and Recreation Department is already planning for the upcoming season. A Swift Current man has turned his hobby into a business success story while attracting the attention of the RCMP. Thanks for joining us here today. Saskatchewan students will be spending more time in the classroom following new provincial guidelines. We have more in today's top story. The Saskatchewan Ministry of Education is introducing extended classroom hours for students starting this fall. And school divisions are expected to fall in line with similar hours of instruction already in place in other Western provinces.
The initiative, the move, is in response to the provincial auditor's report, essentially of 2011. And in that report, she recommended and/or noted that school divisions across our province offered differing amounts of instructional time, and it varied really from a low of roughly 910 hours to a high of 935 hours. And so the recommendation from her was that we, in fact, define instructional time, and then based on what's happening around us, the jurisdictions in Western Canada, particularly Manitoba, Alberta, British Columbia, the number of 950 hours was determined.
School divisions will be expected to meet the required 950 hours of classroom time between the start of the school year following the Labor Day weekend to the final day of school set for June the 30th. Here in the Southwest, the Chinook School Division indicates it's already been preparing its upcoming school year calendar. And now with a requested increase in hours, it's making slight adjustments to meet the provincial guidelines.
When we break that down into the 184 instructional days that we have in a school year, it equates to about 10 minutes per day. And a number of our schools have bus routes that are connected to other schools, so it does get a little complicated in terms of start times and end times to make all of those bus routes work. So we are going to look to try to find the 10 minutes within the school day. So as you mentioned, a shortened noon hour or a few minutes off of warning bells or recesses compressed.
Chufu goes on to add that he understands the concerns that many rural families may have about the possibility of their child riding the bus to school longer each day because of the new guidelines. He says his team at Chinook will take this into consideration as well.
We're going to do our very best to avoid that. Our transportation policy calls for, wherever possible, nothing earlier than a 7:30 start. And really we are trying to stay away from increasing the school day at the front end. As I said, as minimal impact as possible is what we're shooting for.
And with the new guidelines in hand from the province, school divisions are required to submit their 2013-14 calendar year plans to the Ministry of Education by May 1st.
Being able to tell your story has become a critical issue for most businesses, but there are many choices to consider. The bottom line is you need to be able to connect with your customers, and nothing works better than video. Why do I say that? Take a look at this. Our company helps tell your story and provides you with the solution on how to market your business. Because making a great video is only half the equation. You have to know how to use it.
We have done a major.
Another golf season is a few months away in Saskatchewan, and the Chinook Golf Course has announced its fees for the coming year. According to the calendar, the 2013 golf season is still a few months away in Saskatchewan. However, the Swift Current Parks and Recreation Department is already planning for the upcoming season. The 2013 fees have now been announced, and although youth and seniors will not see any changes in green fees, adults will have to dig slightly deeper into their wallet before hitting the course. Overall increases, which will see the city make an estimated additional $16,000 in revenue.
Particularly at the golf course, where it's one of the few facilities that councillors also mentioned that's capable of generating a profit. So we sure want to continue to try to generate a profit at the Chinook Golf Course, but we also want to provide a good product and a good experience for golfers within the region and coming outside the province to this course. We feel this course is probably one of the best maintained in Western Canada. That's our opinion.
Robson goes on to add that stable revenues each year at the Chinook Golf Course rely on the patrons, and the weather playing an integral role overall. He further hopes to expand the experience of the Chinook Golf Course, starting with changes to the 18th hole,
which is currently a par 3, and to extend it to a par 4 where you actually cross the creek again. We think it'll be beautiful. We think it'll be a great finishing hole, and it'll put us a little bit closer to the clubhouse so people can watch other golfers coming in or family members. We think that's going to be a really good addition to our course over the next couple of years.
Robson explains that they're also looking at eventually combining the pro shop and clubhouse into a more cohesive space, updating the washrooms, and possibly using the facility year-round through the introduction of a cross-country ski club. The Chinook Golf Course has been offering golfers the opportunity to hit the fairway since the early 90s and is one of 2 courses within the city of Swift Current. A Swift Current man has taken his hobby to new heights following a contract with the RCMP. We have more in this report.
No, that's not a UFO or your average remote control helicopter. That is a UAV, also known as an unmanned aerial vehicle. It was created by Swift Current's Monty Allan, the 26-year-old owner and operator of Chaos Choppers, which is starting to play a big role with assisting the RCMP. Allan has already supplied 13 UAVs to RCMP units in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, and explains how his role has expanded with these agencies.
First of all, I had to get my security clearance, so I was legal to go ride with him and to go to the scenes. Now they hired me on as a TCE, which is a temporary civilian employee. So when there is something that they need assistance with, they can call me up. I can bring whichever unit, whichever helicopter, I guess, whatever one they need for the job, and I'll take it out to the scene and do whatever they need me to do with it, whether it's fly over a crash scene or look for a missing person or major crimes or property loss, all those sorts of things.
Allan has created several different models, such as the T-Rex 700, which is gas-powered and can lift up to 25 pounds. What is unique about this model is that it has a runtime of up to 1.5 hours, as well as encrypted videos so that the RCMP signal cannot be hacked into. There is also the Chaos Squad, which is battery-powered for a smoother ride and can handle gusts of wind up to 45 kilometers per hour. Allan mentions that the options are almost limitless with what you can attach to his UAVs.
Most recent platform I have is a multi-rotor, and what it is a platform that flies. So from there you can put on whatever attachment you want underneath. So that allows you to run any kind of camera to, like, there's sensors you can put on for air quality, metal detection, 3D digitizing the ground. Like, just some simple things that we're using right now are the thermal cameras, a normal color camera for taking high resolution photos. I recently added a searchlight option. What it does is it's at the same angle as the camera. So if you're flying over a scene, you don't have to light up the whole scene anymore. Because before we'd go up and set up big Airstar lights, and it takes a bunch of time, and if it's windy, they blow over. Or say the vehicle goes off the edge of the road, we can fly up, go over top, light up the whole scene, get our photos, and we're done.
Being from Saskatchewan, Allan is not new to the elements that this province can bring in the summer or winter months, and had to design these models with that in mind.
Some of the challenges were getting flight time, developing something that works from freezing cold to really hot. Our climate is very adverse. We have, there's snow, so it melts, and then you get water, and then you get high winds, and then you got sand, and there's just about every element you can imagine. So it's hard to design. Say you design something in the wintertime and it works good. It's not saying it's going to work good in the summertime or vice versa. So it takes almost a full year of seasons to iron out a lot of the kinks.
Allan continues to assist the RCMP with search and rescues, along with continuing to improve upon his own designs. A business success story, which began from a simple hobby and propelled into an innovation of interest to a broader audience. For Southwest TV News, I'm Scott Armstrong.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.